It's time for Over There with Mirella Rastorfer. Mirella is our European correspondent. She joins us weekly. She's always full of news and information. She's over there, I'm going to say Switzerland, but I don't really know. So we will ask. Hi, Mirella. How and where are you?
Hi, Jill. Yes, I am speaking from Switzerland today and continuing actually our discussion, our conversation of last week about Italy, because as we speak, some important decisions are being made in Italy. As you remember, Jill, we had the situation of Matteo Salvini, leader of the League and minister, wanting to basically stop with the coalition he's working with right now, which is the Five Star Party, provoke a vote of no confidence with Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte, and hope by doing that to basically be the one leading Italy rather sooner than later. Now, things are looking a little bit more different this week because politicians in Italy were not ready to just pack their things, go and leave all the space for him, even though he's so popular. And there is the strong possibility that this week Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte will resign instead of having to face a vote of no confidence, because resigning would mean that the fate of Italy would be then in the hands of President Sergio Mattarella, who would be the only one in the position to decide if they are going to be a new election and when, or if he is able to see and find a new coalition that would be stable enough to actually replace the one that is in Italy right now. And that could potentially mean that Matteo Salvini would lose his poker game altogether, because the Five Stars, the party he has been alienating, is getting extremely close to the Democratic Center-Left Party, with whom the Five Stars had repeated many times didn't want to have any coalition or anything to do with. But considering this case, considering that they are extremely angry at Matteo Salvini, they are angry at the fact that they feel they have been completely betrayed in this coalition, and that they were just a tool for him to have a majority and be able to basically move forward his own agenda. That means that if the center-left alliance really work with the Five Star Party, then the coalition would be strong enough eventually to postpone new election at a very later date, which is by no means the wish of Matteo Salvini. How did he react to this possibility? He acted by giving the Five Star Party something that they really wanted. That happened last week. They want to cut down the number of lawmakers. This is a key demand of the Five Stars. They wanted that before any election, before any other decision. And Salvini agreed to go from 905 lawmakers to 650. So that would be quite a relevant reduction. But the vote on reducing the size of parliament is due on August 22nd. That means, obviously, that if the government falls, it cannot take place. And that make this promise or this attempt to mend a little bit the situation with between him and the Five Stars a very tricky one. In any case, Salvini is still counting, I believe, on his popularity. After all, his party in 2018 had 17% at the general election. And the last European elections, they went up to 34%. This is a very big difference in popularity. The question also is a little bit to know how did he go from 2018 to 2019 in a very short time, in a way, to increase almost double in terms of percentage. And many agree to say that it's due to his anti-immigration politics. While it is heavily criticized in the press and abroad, it seems to find some liking in the country. The last example to give today is the situation of a boat called Open Arms. This boat has been helping immigrants on the sea since 2015, and it has been blocked like 800 meters away from the shore of the island of Lampedusa in Sicily because of the new laws that Matteo Salvini put in place. And those are very important fines that go up to €1 million if boats allow themselves to go to the shore without permission. So this boat is in a very difficult situation. Some of the people on it have jumped out of the boat trying to actually reach the shore by swimming. Under the pressure of many politicians, Salvini was obliged to allow at least the teenagers to go down the boat, but he didn't miss the opportunity to underline the fact that those are alleged teenagers. But many other people are still stuck on that boat. And it's a very specific situation because while the decision of Salvini is criticized and seen very negatively by the rest of the European Union, the people on the boat are also acting in a way that is for many not understandable. And that because they have been offered to go and to Spain. Spain agreed basically to take those immigrants in their country. They have first have been proposed a place called Algeciras, but it was a little bit too far, and the immigrants on the boat are apparently in a very difficult situation mentally and physically. So the people of the ONG refused. Then Spain proposed Menorca and Mallorca, two Spanish islands that would be also ready to take those immigrants. But it's a 3 days trip, and the ONG considers that too long because of the state of mind of the people on the boat and apparently the very bad conditions on the boat. There, the Deputy Prime Minister of Spain, Carmen Calvo, showed a little bit of annoyance by saying that, yes, those are 3 days of a boat trip, but if the boat is blocked any longer, then what is a 3 days trip if you know that at least you are going to be welcome in the best possible condition. So there has been a lot of discussions on that situation. Matteo Salvini used that also to praise himself and say that without his action, without his laws, without his doing, Spain or any other country in Europe, for that matter, would not have remotely thought of offering any help, and that it is only because of his way of doing things that Europe is realizing the necessity of helping in those matters. So the positions are very harsh, and Matteo Salvini is definitely someone that is not going to let go very easily on the future of Italy. And today, this week, is going to be very important for that country, as we will know if Prime Minister Conte is going to resign or if there will be a vote of no confidence. And that will give us more of a timeline for what is going to happen next in Italy.
Thank you very much, Mirella Rastorfer, over there.
My pleasure.